see them talk say, make we off mind. But thank God say, Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you ladder. Oh, yo, yo, Maiyegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout. Oh, yo, yo.
Maiyegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. As well. Okay. And whoever remember this will not be shocked. And I'm glad. We are getting somewhere. Watch this.
Composed of various ethnic groups living together reasonably peacefully. But the peace in this state is under assault. There is an attempt at ethnic cleansing in this state and of course in all the riverine states of Nigeria. We must resist it. We must stop it. Every one of us must rise up. The armed forces are not neutral. They collude. They collude. They collude with the armed bandits that kill people, kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movements. They cover them. If you are depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one.
You remember that video? That was about 2 years ago. And it is happening. Now we have evidence of military soldiers going into people's villages, communities, beating them up for rejecting Fulani terrorists from grazing on their farms. And since that time, they have killed over 7 people in Egua, in Ojaodon, in Ogun State. They are still killing people as we speak right now. And the soldiers are backing them up. You know what I'm talking about? So we were warned 2 years ago. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu warned us 5 years ago, in the earliest, that all this will happen. It's only a matter of time. Many of you will never believe that this will ever happen in Yoruba land. Today, we are all looking for what can we do now? And what should we do? Hey, we should defend that. Many of you 3 years ago, you are just pushing your noses like, My friend, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. Now, if anyone tells you that in 2022, Nigeria is going to be into a civil war that is going to be triggered by this Fulani invasion in Nigeria, many of you are still going to be doing, it's not up to that. It's not, you will watch it. This year is the year they are going to ravage southern Nigeria like never before. And this year is the year that many southerners who don't believe that the government of Nigeria is involved in this state-sponsored terrorism, many of you will begin to believe, because you will now see the collusion of the military, the police, that you have been hearing about, but you don't believe. You will begin to see them up close, because you will be having your own stories to share, things happening in your own community, to people you know, to neighbors and all of that, telling you what they are going through, and they have nobody to report to. From then on, you will then begin to realize that, hopefully it won't be too late, but it will not be the same around that time. Watch this.
The danger to the unity of this country, to the breakdown of this country, is not Igbos, it's not IPOC, it's not Biafra, it's not even Yorubas, it's not the Ijos, it's not Arewa even. It is the husband. This armed headman carrying AK-47, and then also this Boko Haram. These two things are the things that are threatening this country. Boko Haram have been there for nearly 10 years. First World War didn't last up to 5 years. Second World War didn't last up to 6 years. This is the longest war. It's a war. And you know the thing that worries me about it? Every day they tell us they have disembarked, they have done this, they have done this. The war is being fought round and round, round and round. In the school of infantry, the first lesson we are taught is that the only easiest way to defense is by being on the offensive. If I'm to advise Mr. President Onwa, I'll tell him that they are fighting a defensive war. They can't win that war. They must be on the offensive. Offensive means security. Intelligence must find out who are these Boko Haram, where are they, who are they. Squadrons of airport, and go and raid them in their place. Carry the attack to their homes. America will support us, Britain will support us. If we continue what we are doing, it's not going to work. They gather strength. They have 10 now, they have the kidnapping group. Many places are not, can't go many places. They are spreading around the country. They have attacked Enugu. Make no mistake about it. The people have an ambition. There is no need making a mistake about it, because I read an article on Saturday in Sun, a press statement by the Headers president. I mean, he said clearly what they planned. He says that our land is their own. He didn't deny it. It's a press conference recorded. In Igbo land, the land is owned by people. We don't accept that. And then the matter is serious.
I'm glad you heard that. That's another way that somebody else, put it clearly, which is better put. What will destroy Nigeria is so close. That is why I keep telling people that Boko Haram is doing a great job, a very good job in dividing Nigeria. Many of you who don't believe, you are going to believe, because reality will set in. And then, there and then, you are going to agree with us that the people that are supposed to keep the country together, unity, equity, they don't give a damn about any unity, about any whatever. They believe so much in the force of arm, the use of force, which is what they are using. Same use of force, violence that the terrorists are unleashing on the innocent people is the same use of force, violence that the Nigerian system is using. They don't believe in all those narratives and all of that, to hell with federal character and all that nonsense. If you complain, you will be considered the enemy. In Olu right now, they are still there, killing innocent people, shooting civilians, arresting and kidnapping innocent women that they are taking for their usual sexual assault and all of that. No one is going to keep quiet when such injustices continues. So therefore, as the Fulanis are ravaging the lands, the government killing the innocent people, before you know it, 2022, it won't be protest. It will be a full-blown revolution and civil war. So don't say no, impossible, because you have no idea what people are going through. And therefore, you have no idea what they will likely do to stay alive when their government sold them off to terrorists. You never can imagine. So don't underestimate. Because you see this thing.
We have got the opportunity to serve again for additional 4 years. And Nigerians will know the difference.
That is the evil that is currently going to help you divide Nigeria so easily. Watch it and watch out. 2023 won't come as an election year with what they are going with now. You don't forget about 2023. Election 2023. I don't even think they themselves are planning for 2023. They know what is coming, and they can just keep themselves in their power using that same force. Then that is when you will realize that indeed there will be civil war with the way they are going right now. They don't give a damn. The northernization of all these positions, despite the fact that they can't protect their people, pilfering and then pillaging of the resources of the people, where they have continued to loot and steal to pay for ammunitions that they will use to fight terrorists, ammunitions that they are going to use to kill civilians, right? Or using the money that they are going to use to fund the terrorists in getting their weapons by paying ransoms and all of that. Now, more guns and dangerous weapons are now in the hands of so many, thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of Fulani aliens in Nigeria. And they are spreading to every part of Nigeria. So if the people are going to resist them, and Nigerian army is going to do what they are doing in Olu now, bombing the people for resisting the terrorists, if they tell you that civil war is coming, don't say in blood of Jesus, because even blood of Jesus, will deny you at that point because it is pointing there. Maybe blood of Jesus will save you for those who believe in it, but don't say blood of Jesus will prevent it, because these criminals, they are hell-bent for that war. And for whatever they are planning, it is not to keep your one Nigeria one. It is, in fact, to what? To break all of you. And then God knows where that will lead. After all, by the time they will leave the carcass of the country, you will not even be interested in keeping the country anymore. You know what I'm talking about? Watch this.
A question. Do you really want us to talk about the problems, or do we come and paper everything over as usual and go away and the problem continues? Because I don't think that there's anything new we're going to say that has not been said. What I think is that everything has been said, all the proposals have been given, but no one wants to have the will to be able to do what is necessary. I want to thank Governor El-Rufai for all the things he has said. You know, these are wonderful things and the way that you're going about it. But I want to actually say, if we want to have a conversation, can we look at certain questions and ask ourselves those questions? Since this is the first set of the discussions we are going to do, either today or maybe in another discussion, we can ask ourselves one question. And the first one is,
I decided to share that clip with you. I'm going to bring you details of that more. They called a meeting in Lagos today. They were the governors. They, shall call themselves, as usual, politicians. All talk, no action. Senator Abaribe was invited. He's been sitting there listening to the wonderful ideas, just like the same old days when they were putting together the lies of APC. They were talking as if to say they are not the people in government, or they have not been the people in government in the last 5 years. So they started giving ideas. Abaribe was there listening, possibly dozing off like, these guys are just here to talk about the problem. None of them would do anything, because out of doing something, start from giving justice to the victims of injustices in Nigeria. But they are not going to give you justice. They're going to kill you and bury the case and, forget it. So what is justice? Justice is that Bukwari should begin to sack all those he put in position of security in Nigeria. Start sacking them. Some of them his cousins, his nephews, his sisters, sons, and all of that nonsense. All of them with no single idea of how to end terrorism. Okay? So let's start with that. Let every region have a start to say, this is how we want to defend ourselves. So they were talking in Lagos. They were even talking about state police. Amotekun is meant to be our own state police. So until they said Amotekun, inside Amotekun, we must have Miyetti inside Amotekun. What it concern Miyetti with Amotekun? They said there is this. The police IG was flying from everywhere, moving all the governors from every state in Yoruba land, forcing them to sign all agreement that Amotekun will not go after Fulani terrorists. They will not go after Fulani terrorists. Do you get that now? In your state where Amotekun went after Fulani terrorists, a DPO, Yoruba man, had to shoot that Amotekun soldier. Now, are you mad? Do you not read your operational manual? That you must not touch any Fulani terrorist anywhere, whatever they do. You must never. Do you get that? Now, in your state, so until the Amotekun was supposed to be our own state police, going after them and all of that. Now, Miyetti is saying the governor started Amotekun because of to kill Fulani terrorists. They didn't start Amotekun to protect Yorubas. They started Amotekun to kill terrorists. Do you get that now? So they sat in Lagos today. Guess who was the guest speaker too? El-Rufai, the Kaduna little finger. He was there giving ideas how they are going to solve the national security problem. You know what I'm talking about? Bobo. That was why Abaribe said, listen, Are we here to talk about the problem or to talk about, just to talk? Because I don't understand when they finally ask Abaribe to talk. Because nobody was talking about the real problem or providing the real solution that they can push. Everybody was just making suggestions. As usual, they were clapping. That was why I shared.
See them talk say, make we off mind. But thank God say, Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you ladder. Oh, yo, yo, Maiyegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout. Oh, yo, yo.
Maiyegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo.